This is a cute little cabin. I cannot believe it. It was 20 degrees leaving Michigan this morning, and down here it is 50 degrees. So usually for Hocking Hills, we stay at the rustic campground. And I promised my wife that next time we came to Hocking Hills, we would rent a cabin. And here we are at our lodging. It's a pretty awesome little place. Got a hot tub on the deck, and the interior is actually pretty awesome. Very modern. And so the plan tomorrow, I'll be heading up to Old Man's Cave and doing my big loop, which is about 12 miles-ish, give or take. You start at Old Man's Cave, go to Upper Falls, Devil's Bathtub, Whispering Cave to Cedar Falls, and then Cedar Falls, you hop on the North Country Trail and take that all the way to Ash Cave. All right, it is 7:50 a.m. and I've just landed at the Old Man's Cave parking lot. So over here, you have the visitor center, which is super nice. Last time I was here, they were still constructing this building. The original building had burned down, unfortunately. This says Old Man's Cave and Whispering Cave. Now, while it only has those two listed, you can actually get to Cedar Falls and you can get to Ash Cave from here. It's a bit of a hike, but that's what we're doing today. So I'm gonna get ready to show you some really awesome rock formations and waterfalls. So one of the great things about Ohio state parks and national parks is that they're free to visit. You don't have to pay any permits. You don't have to have any registration on your vehicle. You can just visit these parks. So always highly suggest donating to the parks to help keep them maintained. It definitely helps. Got a sign up here, caution, icy trails, ice cleats suggested. And yes, the sidewalk right here is very slippery. Today I'm wearing the Ultra Timps with Dirty Girl gaiters. So I should be all right. These shoes have pretty good grip. And I'm super happy to say I was the first car here. One other car just pulled in behind me, slippery. All right, hopefully that's not a premonition of things to come. This right here is the Devil's Bathtub. Although it appears hell is frozen over. So there's always these light blue blazes to help you follow the trails here. Now, you can take the rim trail by going up this way, and you can take that pretty much all the way down to Cedar Falls. But to start things off, we're gonna head down to Old Man's Cave. And then we're gonna do the Whispering Cave loop first. I have a feeling this is gonna be a beautiful hike the entire way. I'm gonna have a really hard time not constantly taking my phone out to take pictures and videos because everything is so iced over. Now today, I'm starting off at 34 degrees, but the high today is 62. So that's almost a 30-degree temperature difference. I'm starting off with some layers, but I've got my Talon 35 by Osprey, so I have plenty of room to throw my jacket and pants into once it does start to warm up. It's hard to walk away, but on to our next destination. Hocking Hills in the winter, 10 out of 10, highly recommended. Though I would definitely suggest wearing ice cleats because the trail is pretty glazed over, as you can see. But man, ice formation city. This is epic. And I think we're hitting it at the right time because with the temp getting up to 62 degrees today, a lot of this is gonna shrink quite a bit. I used to be somebody who loathed the winter, and I have, over the past few years, turned into somebody who loves the winter. And if it's not winter backpacking or cross-country skiing, This is a totally new thing for me. Oh my gosh. This is absolutely beautiful every step of the way. At a place like this, you have to stop and turn around every so often. So slippery. What? Oh, this is insane. can't even see this guy. It's like a flow stone, but made of ice. Are you kidding me? What? I just have to go on record to say, video and picture does not do this place justice. Like, you can't really get a full grasp on the scale of things. But these ice formations are absolutely massive. Like, straight over there where that, there's a trail over there along that tan wall. You can see, actually right there, is a staircase leading up. So like, you know, people over there would be like little ants. But these rock formations are absolutely massive. And like, you hear people joke about Ohio being flat and boring, and yeah, sure, a lot of it is. In fact, the drive down here, you're driving for about 2.5 hours straight down a country freeway that's going through nothing but cornfields. But this, absolutely worth the drive. Southern Ohio, whether it's southeastern Ohio or south central Ohio, there are plenty of parks worth visiting. All right, we're getting really close to the main attraction here. I have not seen a single person out here yet, which is a stark contrast from when I normally come here, and there's just hundreds of people everywhere. I love these little hobbit bridges. They're so cool. I wish I would have gotten that whole thing. Oh, the whole piece just broke off. I'm not surprised. I can feel the temperature warming up quite a bit already. All right, well, this has been absolutely epic. I cannot believe I just caught the waterfall calving like a glacier. But we're gonna move on to our next destination, which is Whispering Cave. That's gonna be about 1.5 miles or so hike from here. And then from there, we head on down to Cedar Falls. All right, had to say one more goodbye to the Old Man's Cave waterfall, and we are officially on the route to Whispering Cave. It looks like they've newly installed a bridge here. I'm actually not even sure what that leads to. Must be some cool formation over here. I mean, yeah, there must be something cool over here. This little trail didn't exist the last time I was here. It's been about 3 years since I've been out here. Typically, we come out late May, early June, and then, like I said, we stay at the Rustic Hiking Campground. And then that has a spur trail of its own that goes along, I believe it's Rose Lake, but it goes along a long lake and connects directly to the trail that leads to Old Man Cave. Oh God, yeah, there is another waterfall up here. This is new for me. I've never seen this area. Maybe this trail did exist because these are some stone steps that have been here probably forever. But that bridge, maybe there was an old wooden bridge that decayed and they just put in a new one. But we're gonna go check out this waterfall. And you've got to be kidding me with this place. The pine, the ferns, the moss, contrasted against the slabs of limestone and the ice and snow. Oh man, I am in heaven. Worth the detour, eh? The whole trail here is just a solid sheet of ice. So as we travel further into the valley, the gorge walls get higher and higher. Kind of hard to see in the video. I mean, you have to see it with your own eyes. But we're getting pretty deep in here, and despite getting warm and layering down, I'm kind of thinking I might put my jacket back on because it's just like a cool air rushing through here. are so many of these frozen waterfalls. And the cool thing is that makes it like better to be here during the winter is during the spring and summer, these waterfalls are barely even visible. They're just a trickle. But because everything's just freezing, it builds up and builds up. And it's just so much more dramatic. So from here on, you follow purple blazes to get to Whispering Cave. So for Whispering Cave, you climb back up out of the gorge and you have all these cool structures, but you have this nice solid cliff edge here. But that gets even cooler once we get up to our destination. I had to detour off trail again for another one of these ice waterfalls. Again, spring and summer. This is normally just a tiny little trickle. Ooh boy, it's warming up. And here's that tree from above. Continuing on. And here we are, Whispering Cave. It's like a natural amphitheater here. There's a waterfall there. I'm both glad and sad that there's no people, because having a couple people down there where that fence is really gives a scale to how massive this structure is. All sorts of ice up here. Yeah, that air is really warm now. It feels like late spring, early summer. It's crazy. Echo! But I guess me coming down here, you can kind of get a pretty good idea of the scale. Right? This place is so cool. That down there is the end of the trail. From here is where you can really witness the power of water. I mean, looking out from this cave and its very steep walls and loose boulders, the actual formation of young sandstone gorge is taking place right now. The water slowly digs and widens into tight rocky gaps. The slow, relentless process can take millions of years to develop into a fully sized rocky gorge like this. The massive recess formed in the side of the Blackhand sandstone cliff wall is another example of how the power of water in Hocking Hills carves out caves like this. It's not really a true cave. Instead, they're massive overhangs carved out of the cliff walls through erosion, digging out the bedrock. Some of the nearby neighboring caves like Old Man's Cave and the massive Ash Cave and its 105-foot waterfall are great examples of how water can carve out the softer layers of the sandstone. As a bonus feature, under the right moonlight, the quartz crystals in the exposed bedrock can make the cliff walls appear to have twinkling lights. Never been out here at night, but that would be amazing to witness. The cave's size and depth also contributes to the cooling effect that has allowed several Ice Age era species of plants to thrive out here. Looking out from the cave, you can see what looks like a primitive forest with short needled eastern hemlock trees and waxy looking leaves of the rhododendron bushes covering the slopes and the creek bank below. This is the same natural beauty that inspired local native tribes to use these recessed caves as temporary shelters. In fact, evidence of the earliest people dates back to the end of the last Ice Age. All right, so that was pretty awesome. Every bit as amazing as I remember, if not more. But the next stop is Cedar Falls. And I've got a little bit of a hike between here and there. Hopefully that section of the gorge is a little less icy than the trail leading from Old Man Cave to Whispering Cave, because that was a little dicey. But there's some beautiful things to show you along the way. Awesome rock formations, giant boulders, crevasses. So stay tuned for that. Looks like I've got a mile to go to the next destination. Frozen fall on the cliff edge there. And this is one of my favorite sections of the trail leading over to Cedar Falls. This spot is super cool. Some more ice falls up there. Oh yeah, there's some good ice up there. I've heard a couple more of those loud crashes from big sheets of those cracking off. All right. What? This is awesome. as we head from one amazing geological wonder to another. Again, during the spring and summer, this fall here is usually just a trickle, kind of like a light shower. You can stand under it and cool off. Will not be doing that today, but there's a nice big ice mound underneath of it. So you can imagine this was up there at some point, and that would be one such of the loud crashes I heard earlier. Something like that. How cool is this though? Here's our next mini fall, also with its own ice mound underneath of it. Now this section is really cool because the sandstone's got some nice oranges and greens to really contrast against that ice. All right, we are coming up on Cedar Falls. Just a short way to go. One more bridge crossing and we're there. Proceeding with extreme caution here because this part of the trail is a skating rink. Look at that. Worth the hike or what? And we're not even all the way to the fall yet. Well, I think I've picked a pretty good lunch spot, huh? All right, good lunch break. There's Cedar Falls behind us. We're gonna head on to the Buckeye Trail and take that all the way to Ash Cave. Not too much interesting along that portion of the trail, but there is a fire tower I wanna show you.
Sitting up there with the octopus.
All right, so we're officially entering the North Country Trail. This is going to be kind of a long stretch, and I'm not going to film too much because my battery is running a little low, but I'll do some filming at the fire tower, and then I'll bring the camera back out for Ash Cave, which is our first sign for Ash Cave. Pardon my breathing. I was kind of sprinted up the steps. That's quite the climb. Awesome view from up here though. This is as far up as you can go. And this hatch would open up into the tower, but they've got that all sealed off. All right, time to make our way to Ash Cave. Well, that 2 miles went by really quick, and I am almost to Ash Cave. So right now I'm on the rim of Ash Cave, so I should be there shortly. That sign back there said quarter of a mile. I think it meant quarter of a mile to about this spot roughly, because I still have probably another quarter mile before I'm down in the outcropping. All right, just climbed down from the Buckeye Trail and heading towards my wife and Tanya. How's your guys' day been so far?
Good. Very beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Really good.
Awesome. You said you went ice skating?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I ice skated a few times too.
We went across the water too.
Yeah, we crossed the river. We crossed the river in our boots
Oh,
because it was safer.
oh, you are wearing your boots. Good, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
Mind if I go check out Ash Cave?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those, you know, those little tiny waterfalls that we usually see on the way from Old Man Cave to Cedar Falls? Those were like massive. Yeah, I'll show you some video later. Why don't you run over there so we can get good
Perspective?
scale, yeah, of how huge this place is. Oh wow, oh yeah, there is some ice up there on the edge.
But this is really cool. You're gonna like it.
Oh yeah, there's a nice ice mound there. So you don't want to get too close to this one because it is 62 degrees now. And that big icicle up there could fall any moment. All right, just made it back from Ash Cave. And this is the suspension bridge near Cedar Falls, Rim Trail rather, leading to the Rim Trail. 3 miles, and we'll be back at Old Man's Cave. Yeah. So it's funny, the sign down there says 3 miles, but no, we just walked a half a mile in 20 seconds. All right. Pretty much at the end of the Ridge Trail. Just made it to Rose Lake. Nice big beautiful lake with a pretty interesting dam. Now here, we typically stay at the rustic campground, as I've said before, and this is where we would continue on straight, and you follow along the length of Rose Lake, and then right before you get to the end of the lake, you'd make a right, cross the freeway, and you'd be in that rustic campground. But we're gonna continue on straight and make our way back to the visitor center parking lot. Woo! One of my favorite things about hiking on the Ridge Trail is what Hocking Hills is most known for, and that is these massive hemlock trees. Never angry about hiking between some pine.
Africa's so undeveloped that all that stuff's totally natural. Thought about moving to Africa. It's the next frontier. That's where like big innovations are.
Yeah. All right, we have made it back to the Old Man Cave Visitor Center. And one thing I love about this park, there are so many cool bridges. I mean, they really put a lot of great funding into this park. Arrived at Conkles Hollow. Gonna start with the Gorge Trail and then do the Rim Trail afterwards for a total of about 3 miles-ish. But it's a very scenic and kind of a long 3 miles. Absolutely worth checking out this area.
So basically we're doing the exact same thing we just did. We're going in like the gorge part, and then we're gonna go over with the like what we just did basically.
Exactly. So this is a formation called the Grotto. We'll take you inside here. Pretty cool. Now there's a much bigger formation like this at Rock House, which is where we're gonna hit next. More of a true cave. Already this place is starting to open up into the gorge. Right past this stone, I believe is where the pavement ends. So a lot of the, oh nope, it still goes a little further. So the trail is fairly accessible, but it does end at some point. Amazing rock structures. Video doesn't really do it justice, just how high these cliff walls are. They are absolutely massive and towering. This kind of feels like Zion. You can kind of get an idea of the scale. So this is where the pavement ends. This is the portal that opens you up into what I call Jurassic Park. Just these massive boulders covered in moss and ferns. I'm not gonna lie, I honestly forgot how impressive this place is.
Can't believe it.
Beginning the ascent to the Conkles Rim Trail. So we've definitely got our steps in today with all this climbing. But with the height of this gorge, I mean, it offers some spectacular views that I want to show you. After a fair bit of climbing, we've made it to the top. And this is a true rim trail. Like, you're right along the edge the entire time, looking down over the tree line. Spectacular views. And as always, stay back from the edge. Don't be a statistic. Sun's poking out for us, and it feels fantastic on the trail today.
Yeah, I mean, look at those views. That's what I'm talking about right there. This has been my Look at those views.
All right, so we've reached the end of the east side of the rim, and we're getting ready to kind of curve around the hollow here over to the west side. Over there's some really cool limestone structures that I'm excited to see again. Right down here will offer a view down to the top of Conkles Hollow.
Does not do nothing at all.
Really doesn't.
Like, not even a little. I wish there was someone down
Once you're near the end of the rim trail at Conkles Hollow, you'll come across this historic cabin. There's some good information about the Civilian Conservation Corps. And we begin our descent. All right, well, that's a wrap for the beautiful Conkles Hollow, and we are about to make our way to the Rock House. All right, we've arrived at the Rock House. All the formations you'll see here were formed during the Ice Age, all caused by glaciation. Tree across the trail here. We've had a pretty big windstorm recently. Rock House is this way. come across a bird that has met a tragic and unfortunate end. What must have been a hawk or falcon.
Or just, I think it's
Welcome to the Rock House, one of the few true caves in Hocking Hills. It's hard to convey the true scale of this place, but standing down here and looking up, it's just absolutely incredible. So it's been overall a fantastic trip. Lots to see, lots to do, but it's time for some rest and recovery. See you in the next one.
That's the red planet.
Yeah.
The price.